I sub at this, and there have been times that I've been there and it happens to be the week of teacher staff appreciation. So I know how much they have fun and they love it. And it's just a nice way to celebrate all the hardworking people that work in our schools. So we thought, let's bring together a slideshows, people can present and say what they do, just to give ideas. So Sunrise, are you here? Okay, hi, could you, I told you you could go first. You ready to come? Okay. You don't have. Oh, you do, okay. I'm gonna do my best with this thing. Okay, thank you. Yeah, just.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandy Lacia here. I'm the PTO at Sunrise Middle School. And thanks for the opportunity to share some ideas of how we show staff appreciation. So I thought I'd just give an overview of how we like to show appreciation for the staff throughout the year, specifically for Teacher Appreciation Week. What we've done, this is my first year on the board, and then our contact information if you'd like to reach out to us at any time and connect. So throughout the year, these are the main ways that we try to support the staff. So through mini grants, each year, the staff is eligible for up to $100 per teacher per school year. And we've had probably about 7 teachers. So there's a lot more room, but some recent mini grants that have been taken on are from orchestra. The orchestra teacher, for example, purchased music to help the students gain experience in playing in chamber ensembles. Another example is the school nurse. She spruced up her office to make it more welcoming for students who come in. Another example, the class science teacher has taken advantage of the mini grants. And then we have an easy reimbursement process. We make sure that all the items are for the students or learning, and then they can either receive a check reimbursement or with a PayPal electronic reimbursement. And then monthly, we provide thank you staff appreciation meals. Usually lunches work better for the Sunrise staff. But our treasurer, Sadhna, she put together these fun themes for each month. So some popular ones for the staff have been charcuterie. We had a water bar, like different sparkling waters and different like flavor packets and recipe cards, and they their own drinks. And then in March, I think it was, we had a spring training theme, like hot dogs, popcorn, which we actually got donated from Double Good Popcorn. They sent 72 bags for our 50 staff members. So those are what we try to do. We also provide dinners during conference nights for those late night conferences. And fundraising. So we have annual drives, annual direct gift drives where parents can donate via Zeppi. We tried a new fundraiser this school year, which did really well. It was the Step It Up fundraiser, which some of you may be familiar with. We'll do something similar next year, but it won't be Step It Up, but similar concept. Dine Out fundraisers, we try to do monthly, like those. They're not huge money makers, but like $150 to $300. And I like those because they're easy to implement. And then restaurants will give a percentage back, which will designate to specific clubs. For example, today we have one at Panera Bread by PV Mall from 4 to 8 p.m. and that will benefit our Dungeons and Dragons and Chess Club. And they had one earlier in the school year, and we're able to purchase more parts and game pieces for their Dungeons and Dragons Club. So that was neat to see. Spirit nights. We had one earlier in the year at Lookout Tavern for Quest families, and we have another one at Dave and Buster's. And we try to kind of stack or combine things to reap the most benefits for. So for example, at Lookout Tavern, we had Quest Family Night, and the restaurant also did a trivia. So it was a fun evening for parents and kids. And then the kids had free meals with a purchased adult meal. And then on top of that, Lookout Tavern also gave 20% back to the PTO. And it will be similar when we do our next Spirit Night for Quest at Dave and Buster's next month. Let's see, club and program support. So some of the programs that we're able to help out with in dance and theater, robotics, student government, Quest, as I mentioned, the Mandarin immersion program, orchestra, MJHS, and Dungeons and Dragons and Chess Club, for example. One thing I learned from the treasure that robotics has had success with is that the Sonic Burger, they offer these community first cards that you can sign up for. Like familiar with them, you can request them up to once per semester per club. But basically, they'll give to you free of charge these coupon cards, and then in turn, for example, robotics students or members will sell them for $5 each. So they've been able to raise a few $100, help them get robotics supplies. And then also through that Sonic program, you can request like student achievement certificates, which I know the school has used for like principals, list honor roll. And it's really easy to request online. So if anybody has questions or needs information, feel free to reach out. And then we also try to support staff with marketing. So for example, promoting events, like if there's a play coming up or a band concert, orchestra concert, dance program, just helping them get the information out. Then we publish a monthly newsletter with a calendar. And then, as there are events kind of closer to the dates, we help them with that. And then also putting together staff spotlights to share more with parents a little bit more about the teachers and their hobbies and their favorites. And moving on specifically to Teacher Appreciation Week, this is just an example of what we did last Teacher Appreciation Week. So we had the daily themes, like Mexican food, like with water bar, yogurt and granola bar, Mediterranean food and snack day. We also had signups where parents could donate gift cards or monetary donations, which we used specifically for Teacher Appreciation Week to purchase either food or supplies. So a couple of popular ones were the water bar, and then we had a snack cootery where it just laid out all different kinds of snacks. And then for this school year, for Teacher Appreciation Week, we're doing a red carpet theme. But again, we'll have the different food themes. Mexican food, candy apple sundae bar, picnic theme, ice cream float bar, and then a snack cootery again. That one is popular. And generally what we do is create a sign-up genius where parents, we have a very giving community, and parents who want to be involved and can't necessarily attend PTO meetings, but they want to drop off items, and that will help reduce the PTO's spend too. So we have sign up geniuses where parents can sign up to either donate items or help sign up for sign up. And then I just listed our contact information. We'd like to reach out at any point. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Lori.
Hi. So I've done staff appreciation, and I encourage you at North Ranch Elementary, at Desert Shadows Middle, and now at Horizon. I strongly encourage you to call it staff appreciation and include all of your staff members at your school. Include everyone, okay? So a few hints that I've learned throughout the years. Find out what your budget is and make sure you stick to it. Don't overspend. Places like Oriental Trading, Amazon, things like that. They'll have sales. I watch all year long, and my garage by this point is like overflowing with staff appreciation stuff. But stick to your budget. That's really important. Get creative with things like, you know, who to ask. Like we get the Postino things for our instructional assistants. If you have people in your school, and ask your principal, your assistant principal, your secretary, your teachers, ask them who they know in your school community that owns a business, owns a restaurant, owns a catering company. We have a guy at Horizon who is doing lunch for us this year at cost. For one of our days of staff appreciation. He's a parent at the school. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask people for things. The worst thing is they say no and you're back where you started again. Find out what the staff really want. So we have found throughout the years that they like, you know, getting something. They also like having lunches provided. So, also when you're providing food, please don't forget to ask about food allergies. Who has a dairy allergy, a seafood allergy, who's gluten-free, who's, you know, find out and then do your best to cater to those dairy needs. So like we're doing a soup, sandwich, and salad bar. So for us at Horizon, you know, we're gonna make sure that we have a gluten-free, dairy-free soup. We're gonna make sure that we've got a salad that's vegan, you know, all that kind of stuff. So just keep that stuff in mind. Again, look for community donations. So we've done where we've gone out to the community and maybe gotten a gift card from Sauce or 2 gift cards from this restaurant or that restaurant. We give those to the principal and then they can raffle them off. Each day do a few raffles for staff. So everything that gets donated to us gets used and goes directly towards our staff. One of the things that we've done at Horizon that works really well is doing an Amazon list. Now, you guys that have younger kids will learn the Horizon setup is, or the high school setup is different because they've all got their booster clubs. So the PTO stuff and the staff appreciation stuff is a little bit different. But what I have found at the high school level is I set up an Amazon list and I put everything in there that I want or that we need for staff appreciation week. We also do a link to our PayPal and tell people, hey, if you just want to give us some cash, that's great. And we always end up getting 90% of what's in our Amazon list. People like just going in, clicking and sending, and it all gets shipped directly to my house, which is really fun. Because then when my husband opens the door and he sees all the Amazon boxes and he looks at me and says, what have you been buying? What? And I just go, no, I'm just kidding. But we end up getting what we've asked for. We end up getting some cash. It balances out. It works great at the high school level, just so you guys know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's from Pinnacle.
Uh-huh.
We do the Amazon list too. But I set it up in there so it can deliver to the school during school hours, so I don't have to transfer it.
Oh, see, we can't do that.
Okay. Because I have it set and they have a closet and they just throw it off.
Oh, yeah, we don't really have space for that. And a lot of times I'm sorting it and stuff ahead of time too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that if there was a space,
Yeah,
that's a great
it
idea.
saves you a bunch of time.
Yeah.
To have to look
But
at
then
it.
how would I scare my husband? I mean, let's talk about what's important here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love that. Thank you. Teach, I think it's really important that we teach others the importance of honoring the staff that care for our children daily. And we encourage parents and students to write notes that week to thank their teachers, you know, do all this stuff. And then of course, you've got to post photos of what you've done so that your parents that are donating see that where their money is going and how you're using that stuff. And it really generates more. So Staff Appreciation Week is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I've been doing it in the school district for, where are we at, 17? 16, 17 years? I don't know. We started and we're ending at the same time, Melissa. You can go to the next slide. So don't forget to have a little fun during Staff Appreciation Week. This is one of the math teachers at Horizon and one of our assistant principals. And so, yeah, we were just goofing around. You can go to the next one. So, this is, the staff really like when we do kind of a supply drive. You know, scissors and markers and expo markers, and I always throw in some Advil and Tylenol because Lord knows they need that. But this is, you know, an example of kind of how we set up a little bit. We also recognize at the high school level that not all the teachers can come through at the same time. So the principal designates her conference room Staff Appreciation Week for us. So sometimes we're in the hallway before school, giving stuff away or doing a game or whatever. And sometimes we just go in and set it up. Sometimes we do it the night before. Sometimes we'll do it the day of. And we leave it set up, and then whatever is left over at the end of the week, Nicole, who's the principal's assistant, Nicole Woods at Horizon High School, I'll give her a shout out because she's amazing. She'll set up all the extras and we'll let everybody come and take more of whatever it is that they want. You can go to the next slide. So Arizona Lemonade is one of the things that they loved, and we've done that a couple of times. It's the same, there's a company that owns like several food trucks, including Arizona Lemonade, and they are great. They come, they set up, and they leave, and then it looks like we did all this beautiful work. And I just stand there and go, yay. No. So don't forget to have a little fun with it. Do I have any? I think I have one more slide. Okay, so this is an example of one of the games. And what this is they're styrofoam cups. I volunteer for a nonprofit and they were getting rid of a bunch of styrofoam cups. And so I took them and I put some gift cards in and some little like fidget spinners and different things into these cups. And this was on May 4th. Get it? May the 4th be with you. So I got these lightsabers and they poked a hole and took whatever was in there. They loved it. Like, I was like, oh, is this going to be cheesy? They loved it so much. And I had several teachers ask me if they could have the lightsabers. But I do it kind of differently. I don't do a theme for the whole week. I kind of do a theme for each day. And it's based on what I can find on sale. I mean, you know, so yeah, I have a lot of resources, a lot of info. Anybody who, I didn't put my info in there, but anybody who has questions or wants some of our resources, let me know. So I think that's it, right?
Anyone here from North Branch? No. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you what they do. I think the lady going to be here, so she sent information. It looks like they had a theme for their teacher staff appreciation for like what we call traveling or.
We're doing.
I can do it.
You can?
Like this year, where each
Yeah.
day is a different location, and then our food is themed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And our like day activities are themed to the country that
They
they're traveling.
go back one, will you? So they did a passport.
Yeah.
That they set up. They did an amazing job, you guys. Like, they went over and above. With all of their stuff. And yes, it was the international airport and they had all the different themes going.
So they went on, they went in
Sorry.
camera.
Well, I don't wanna like sue for them, but yeah, anyway, my neighbor is one of the PTO people, so she was asking me questions, but They really did an amazing job. They were
Really
so
what we're
cute.
doing.
They dressed up, the whole 9 yards. It was awesome. They have a really strong PTO there.
This is literally what my school's doing this year, except our overall theme is called Our Teachers Are First Class, and their teachers
Oh.
so our teachers aren't just gonna be the airport first class, like,
That's awesome. So that's
whatever, and then each country, and so Cinco de Mayo is on Monday, so we're doing Mexico.
Yeah, first up is
Like, yeah.
Mexico, then England.
Yep.
Beijing.
I feel not cool anymore than
So they did that.
Okay, we're so proud of ourselves.
So they
What?
did something similar to what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Grayhawk, I'm gonna do Grayhawk because, I used to have my kid there. So they really go above and beyond. It is so crazy and so much fun to be at the school that week. They have the ladies who run it they just get better and better. You're like, there's no way someone can fill those shoes, and the ideas are awesome. So, our school also does a sign up for every month. You could sign up to bring treats and snacks and fill the fridge with sodas and every month. So the teachers have something every month at a table just to say thank you. So any parent could do that. So these are just pictures of that. And then one year we did the celebrity status. They came with the red carpet and everyone was going crazy and getting a picture. This one was this is a farmer's market one. This was incredible. I have a video to show you how like awesome this was. Here, let's see. Here's some foods that they do, to come around, cart of happiness or kindness. So the teachers come out and pick items off the cart. Sometimes they do it throughout the years. A lot of times they do it during Teacher Appreciation Week. I'll see, I'm right here. I'm doing one of them. Okay. So here's the theme. So it's the farmer's market. So when you walk in, you're entering the farmer's market, and then Flyby donated pizzas, or we had money for it. I'm not quite sure how they got it, and then one morning they came in, they had bagels and yogurt bar. And hold on, we have an awesome person at our school that does the social media. So, hold on. I don't, how do I make it bigger? That's a full screen.
It's both.
Or that's the size we can-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. See. They got a bag, they got to pick stuff out. When they're at a farmer's market. They had somebody play the guitar. They've got flowers. Okay, I made these slides, I've never done this before, so mine are fun and fancy. Okay, and then we also, the start of the Teacher Appreciation Week, we do Talk the Walk. Sometimes, and we also, I think, do it right before school starts. So we have kids come and they take chalk and just make messages for the staff. So when they walk in that morning, they see that. And we send out this flyer. They come on a Sunday. Everyone, whoever wants to participate, so that on Monday it's there. Hopefully there's no rain. That's the thing we do. Then we had a stretch lab come to our school. And during the lunch or prep time, they sign up and they come and they get stretched, and and it's also a good way for the stretch lab to promote, because they get to set up a table. So it was a favor for them and us. And so you could do a lot of these things, and some don't charge because it gets their name out. And if they're local in the Grayhawk community, they're gonna see this and they're like, hey, and then they're gonna share it and they'll get more business. So there's a lot of people that will do things for free Just have to ask. And then I'm gonna have Dorothy come up. Echo Mountain is our sister school. We partner with them. And so their PTO, I don't know if they have one or, so,
I'm from Grayhawk too, but I don't, teacher appreciation is not really my thing. We have other people doing that, but I started Grayhawk Gives Back, and one of the things that we do is, in the last 3 years, we've been going to Echo Mountain. We'll raise, the first year we did a drive of, gifts, and so for 2 weeks before our teacher appreciation, we'll ask for gift cards, gifts, any like re-gifts that you don't want. We have a lot of money in the school. So anyway, the first time I was able to get like $1,500 worth of stuff just for the other schools. So it was super exciting. And so then we started doing that every year, and then we started giving breakfast. So right now we're doing IHOP breakfast for them. And then we provide some extra like yogurts and other stuff that we go set up one morning. So anyway, that's super fun. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's just
Those are
pictures
some
of them.
pictures.
Since they don't have their own PTO, the principal raffles off the gifts that we give. So we try to get as many as possible so that she can get as many of the people. And then that's just an example of the breakfast that we set up. So
what's it? Perfect, Megan. Perfect timing. I was just.
Great.
So, yeah, so if you guys have a PTO that's strong and you want to include that when you like collect money at the beginning of the year, it's just a good fun way to give back to others, and it teaches your kids.
Hi, I'm Megan Starr from Paradise Valley High School, and a lot of ideas have already been shared, and we don't want to repeat stuff. So I'm going to hit stuff that's a little different, or at least hasn't been mentioned yet. Throughout the year, but with a focus on during Staff Appreciation Week, we provide food because that seems to be a big one for our teachers. One thing that is super nice is a mobile food cart. If you can roll it up and down the hallways and bring it to the teachers who are in their rooms, grading, doing assignments, makeup tests, whatever, that is an added bonus for them. When we do our staff-wide lunches, we've moved to doing those on the early release Tuesdays because our teachers and staff have said they really enjoy that opportunity to sit with everyone. High schools, or at least PV, has 2 different lunches. So there's that all the staff doesn't always get to be together. But when we do it on the early release Tuesday, everybody gets to be together, and they don't have that artificial bell ringing deadline that they have to go back to their classroom. So they get to kind of sit for a little bit longer. And we do the sit down lunches at that time, but also recently have started giving teachers an option to pre-order from our buffet, and we bring them food, because some of them on that early release day can't make it to the lunch. They're doing makeup tests, or with high school, a lot of them are doing makeup tests. Or they're doing something else that prevents them from being able to come to the cafeteria or the lounge where we're hosting it. So we put together a plate for them and bring it to them, kind of like takeout. We also like to do trivia and prizes. We don't have the budget for everybody to get a present. So that's why it ends up being kind of a contest to get something. Then our principal will do it. Sometimes our PTO members will manage the games, but those are donations that we've asked for from our general parent body, like the rest of you do, and from the community in order to have those prizes. I think those have been pretty much the best parts. We try really hard at each of our lunches to also have a stuff table. And that's for them to be able to resupply all of the stuff that they need. For us, the biggest ask is Kleenex recently. Lots and lots of Kleenex. I know the kindergartners, like, they eat glue sticks. Well, when they get to high school, they go through Kleenex like, I don't even know what. You could sit, they go through a whole box in one day. And dry erase markers, but we have that for our teachers as an opportunity. Also, because we're a high school, we have separate and individual boosters. And little boosters sometimes do things for their individual teachers as well. So Melissa's going to talk about what our Crest Parent Group booster does for our
I didn't bring any slides, sorry.
I didn't grab the old photos, but the Crest Parent Group, as some of you may know, but the Crest program hosts approximately 600 students out of the 2,000 at PV, so it's almost a third of the campus. So it's kind of a interesting dichotomy because we get very, very involved parents at the Crest Parent Group, which is a separate group that supports those now. I think it's 10 teachers and staff, or 11 teachers and staff. I'm no longer the Crest Parent Group president. I was in the past. And so while the rest of the school is doing the general wide teacher appreciation, we're doing something specific for those teachers. They often are writing literally dozens and dozens of recommendations for schools, whereas most of the other teachers are being asked to write, maybe 10 or 15. They're literally being asked to write sometimes 100 recommendations for schools. It's a lot of time. So we really like to appreciate their time and efforts that they give to those students. And we do get a lot of donations. We typically do, and of course, it's a lot easier when you're only dealing with 10 or 15 people, right? So we do a quick little breakfast. I don't know how many of you know that Einstein's has a brunch box that has a variety pack of things that you can get. So it's not just bagels. You can get little sandwiches and other things. And like somebody mentioned, I've got a lot of, they're vegetarians, gluten-free. So was always having to try and find alternative options for the teachers. We would do a order your own drink. So would go pick up a Starbucks order, but they would custom order their own drinks. We would do a Panera luncheon, which they could custom order, again, exactly what they wanted. A lot different when you're only dealing with such a small number, but we did try to appreciate them. And again, it's a lot easier when you only have that small number. So as she said, you've got different in the high school level, you've got different boosters that can sometimes do different things for that select group of teachers. So.
You remind me, so Grayhawk does a sign up genius during the week for parents to sign up to bring drinks. So like we have 3 days a week, they could bring their teacher's favorite drink. And then 2 days that week, a lunch. And like they have a wish list so that you could go on their teacher's website to see what they like, or you could reach out. So that was another thing they do. They bring their favorite flower, and then they end the week on Fridays with wearing your teacher's favorite color. Yes.
So I was gonna say, I would say best practice in my experience with that is that we, of like appreciation team, send things to teachers and they fill everything out. So then we have exactly what they want. It's like their exact huge coffee order. And then we give them like the 4 closest coffee or juice shops nearby us. And they can say like, this is the place I like and what my order is here. And then it's all on one list for the parents for that week. And it's super convenient. And it goes through us. And we use the same form to collect that data as we do all of our lunch orders for the week, so that the teachers only have to fill out one thing one time, and then we hold it all for the week, and it's really useful.
Great idea.
Yeah.
And that's what our booster does.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, we always ask for the general preferences for what's your favorite lunch spot, what's your favorite drink. But when we do get to teacher appreciation with that lunch, we do a separate one for that, just so maybe they've had a change of heart. It's May. They might want something a little different. And then we do give gift cards at the end. We do a whole thing with snacks, chocolates, or salty sweet treats, depending, and we just set that up in their lunchroom. So
We very much there's a raffle every day for gift card, and it's open to all staff that work there, including our lunch helper and custodians, and anybody who is working in that school is part of the appreciation. All right, Pinnacle.
I'm actually here.
Oh, yay.
I don't think Jennifer sent anything.
No, I have no pictures of Pinnacle, but that's okay.
Alright. I've done teacher appreciation at different schools, and so I can do some of those, and I help out. We don't have a very big team. I think it's 3 of us on the board and 1 person who does teacher appreciation. She is creative. She last year did a lemonade bar, which is great. We definitely use the Amazon list and we deliver it to school, so it's great. They love the snacks. The one thing that's worked out really well and we implemented last year was doing desserts at the 2 days they do conferences. And they always have that It's like a 5 to 7 conference twice a year. And teachers don't usually get to go home. A lot of them bring their food, but no one brings something fun to have afterwards. So we usually open it up and next to it and teachers come by and get all kinds, and there's so much stuff that's donated that they end up eating it the rest of the week. Because there's so much stuff there. So that one has been well liked. Then a lunch for sure, because they love the food. We partner with Stugo. Stugo loves to do things, so we now reach out to Stugo and ask them what they do. And they do a sign of genius per teacher, and parents can adopt a teacher and bring them their drink. And so we don't end up having to do anything necessarily. And when I was at the middle school, Explorer, we used to do that, put all the teachers up, just send it out and say, hey, if you want to adopt a teacher for the day, you bring them the food, bring it to the office and we'll set it up. So we didn't have to do anything but set up and then grab the 5 or 6 not white teachers. And staff the food.
That's always a great way to help.
And then we only end up paying the few people.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the very few people, you can get it to, we don't do any themes. We realize that we don't have the time. If the one person does it, great. Otherwise, it's literally just baskets of stuff everywhere and they are appreciative, even the very simple things. It would be nice to be nice, but there's 175 staff and teacher at the school, and so there's just too hard to games and things to put up. We tried, and we realized that it's just too many. There's nothing that you set up that's working. But the wish list is great, and the other thing on the wish list, whoever was doing that, I can't remember, is that when something goes on sale, you get all these nice little emails that tell you from Amazon that what you put on your wish list is on sale if you want to buy it. So now you can just stick the wish list together and then buy it when it gets cheaper. And I use it because I also run grad night at Pinnacle. And so my house is filled, but with grad night prizes. And so it seems like I'm a hoarder. All kinds of things in this little room of mine. But I also put it all on wish list, and that one gets delivered to my house, but at least it's good to see the sale.
Thank you so much. It's, what was Jen here? I think I've only met you on you were always on the computer, during our PTO meetings.
I know. I have 5 children.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I'm Jen, I'm an explorer, and I have been a principal and a teacher, so I love staff appreciation. So I'm taking a year off to finish my doctorate, so I went to PTO. And they gave me staff appreciation. So do I have pictures? No. Oh, well, so instead of the pictures, we do the same thing. We do a monthly theme. So we did like Western theme. And I always make sure that the teachers have something to take with them. So here's some of the things like we did snowmen for each teacher. Just so they can walk away with something, have it sitting on their desk. This was a camping theme. So it says, we intently thank you for helping our students become explorers of learning. So just that was the camping theme. This was the travel theme. And it says, our students would do all without you. But really, it's all about for us reaching out to the local community and like different businesses around, because we have a very small budget. And my hope is to not touch that budget and then give it back to the teachers at the end of the year in cash. So that's so far, but all the ideas have been very similar. So once a month we celebrate our teachers. And as a teacher, former teacher, we love it. Trust me, it makes our day.
All right. Everybody put the name in here. So. Because it's re-gifting and it's always good to re-gift gift cards. I'm doing the same. I won a raffle for a $25 Applebee's. And so I'm gonna donate that off, and it's to be used for your school. And, or if you have a sister school, it's to go back to a staff at your school or a school in our district. Julie, you are the president. I will. You, because I didn't do mine, so that's.
Laura Hill. You have 2 schools, now you decide where it's gonna go.
Okay. Look at that, we finished right on.
No school on Horizon.
And then anybody else here that wants to speak that they do something at their school that was not brought up? Because
The only thing I was thinking about is that, our school will do, we do so many things, there's so many great things. I have 2 pages of ideas to share. But during staff appreciation, they will do, the PTO does different things every day. But they also send out a flyer to parents so like Monday, you'll say, all kids write a letter to your teacher. And all kids show up. Tuesday, all kids draw a picture, and a lot of times it will not be money spent. It'll be something so that everyone can participate without having to spend. So that's just a little addition to what was that. Thank you guys for all the ideas. I really appreciate it.
I don't know if schools just already do this, but what we do every week is we stock the bathrooms. So our bathrooms have men's, and a lot of you might have to do that already, but men's. The women's one has tampons, hygiene products for the teachers. There's like sprays, just gum. I don't know. We keep it stocked as well. And then we do the monthly meals also.
Can we create like a Google sheet or something that where everybody could put their ideas or like? Yeah. Yeah.
sure, whoever's technology happy, I'm sure we could find someone who could do that. Yeah.
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it. And then in the past, which is Lori was speaking earlier, I think she had put together a whole doc on this, and we already have something at one time, I'm pretty sure. We did for sharing, so we'll pull that together and update it, and then we can send that out with our snapshot and make sure it's available maybe for the website too.
And this is why UPC is awesome, because it brings all the schools together and give ideas, if that's what we're about.
So we did one in Explore, and it's a little labor intensive, but very cheap. We made a form with every teacher on it, and we told the students to write 3 words that describe the teacher to them. And then, do you know that little word cloud thing that you create? Did that, bought a dollar store frame and stuck it in there. And I think at Explore, I've been around and I can still see them everywhere. And I'm like, oh, and that was, $1.
Yeah.
And it was just cleaning up some of the spelling, because the students, even in middle school who did it, wrote very nice things. There were nothing that I had to delete. There were a lot of words I'm like, I knew what they were spelling, and I had to fix that, but otherwise it was great. But that was very nice, and I know that I've been there, and it's been years, because my kids was in college, and he was the one that was there then, and it's still up. Like you go and all these teachers still have that dollar store frame hanging out in their classroom.
So Hilda did the chocolate watch, you have like photo examples,
I
like
do,
the
but-
less creative.
Sure, I just didn't want to put up the kids on there
Okay.
because of privacy.
Okay.
I'm sure it's okay, but the pictures I have are not.
Have all
from-
the kids in it.
Well, I have to make sure that it's
Yeah, totally.
legally or whatever, but yes, we have pictures to show you. We want to see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look, we did that when my kids went to Mercury Mine. And it looks really awesome. That's a really good example.
And that's super cheap, you just
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, they just put out, what they did is they just put out chalk. Like, and then you could just come and then you could do it, like, we brought our own, but like, they
Yeah.
just put chalk and then parents could come with their kids.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Hopefully people don't do things inappropriately.
No,
First of
no,
all, ours.
Nobody did that.
No,
though.
no, because, yeah,
Not a single person
Yeah.
did that. They all
Yeah.
wrote
Never had an
positive
issue with it,
things.
yeah, it's, and then
Really
it's a great way to start their mornings.
Mercury Mine is
Last call for.
Pinterest, if you go on Pinterest, there's tons of chocolate walk examples. You don't have to create the wheel, just go.
Well, thank you all for coming and hope you guys go in for lunch now.
Thank you.